So I was going through my stuff I'm throwing out, and keep boxes of stuff I buy, and then I decide to throw out boxes. I guess when I move because I move a lot. But I was sent this scope to review by Feyachi in fall of 2019, and I didn't put it on a gun until fall of 2020. And I hunted with this scope in 2020 and 2021, and I've shot this gun this rifle about probably 200 times. It's a Savage Axis in 270 Winchester. It's an alright gun. I don't. It has a pretty cheap stock, but it works fine. So I'm on this scope on here. Initially, I didn't have the mounts on quite right and had a hard time getting the mounts tight. And the scope was still kind of loose, but I got it sighted in, and I shot a doe at like 40 yards with it. And then I got it tightened on right and got this rifle sighted in correctly, and it seemed to maintain its zero well. And last year I hunted with this rifle more because my other rifle was acting up and not shooting a good pattern once it was shot a few times. So this scope is pretty cheap. This piece falls right off of it easy, and I'm pretty sure I got scope eye from it because this rifle is light and kicks a lot. Which is kind of funny, but it's how it goes. These are the caps for it. They just slide on. They don't stay on very well. And they pull this plastic piece off. And now I have to put this back on. And these things just can pop open so they can stay on the scope like this. The other one of these fell off and broke. They aren't stayed on very well. I like the scope caps which have elastic that holds them on better than these ones. But that's my own opinion. And the scope is definitely cheap. For $60 it's better than not having a scope. But one thing I would say about it is that, so I have this scope on this rifle that's 3 to 9 by 40, and then on my other rifle I have a Nikon Pro Staff scope I think it's a 3 to 9 by 40. I'm not sure exactly what it is. I know it's 3 to 9 by something. But this scope seems to have like 1.5 times more zoom in at the same power as that Feyachi scope. Like, I'll shoot at the same target, and if they're both on 9 power, you can clearly tell that the zoom in on that scope is more than the Feyachi scope on 9 power. So the power of the zoom on the scopes is not the same. And like when I've been hunting in Montana, I would be shooting like 200 yards away. It's nice. Being able to zoom in a lot helps a lot when you're shooting long distances. It doesn't matter as much when you're shooting deer at 40 yards away in a thick woods, but when you're shooting 200 yards away, it definitely matters. So I don't know how to grade it. It's only a $60 scope, so it's not a very expensive scope, and it works. I've killed a coyote, a porcupine, a mule deer doe, and 2 white-tailed does with that gun. And I think that 2 of the deer I killed last year with it were like 115 and 100 yards away or something like that. But it definitely works, and it seems to keep a zero, but it's definitely a cheap scope. And it also has the wind and distance adjustments, and I haven't gotten around to shooting at a target at like 200 or 300 yards away and seeing how well the distance adjustments work. I'm not the greatest bench shooter too, so that probably would not be a very good thing for me to even test. I would like to mess with this rifle and load up some reloads with it and shoot it through a lead slide, because this rifle kicks quite a bit, so it's kind of hard to for me to shoot accurate off a bench because I'm not the best bench shooter. But I would curious to work out some loads that shoot good, because I was only able to get this to shoot about a 2-inch group at 100 yards, but that's probably my shooting and not the gun. Which a 2-inch pattern at 100 yards is fine to shoot out a deer out to 200 yards anyways, and I'm not very comfortable shooting at a deer beyond like 250 yards anyways, because I'm not the most best shot at that distance. So I prefer if things are closer than that. But once in a while, you're only given opportunities that are really long shots, which I need to practice more to do. But this is also a really cheap rifle. Like, it's a lot better than hunting with a shotgun, and it definitely works, gets the job done. If you're only shooting 100 yards away, it works fine. So that'll be it for this video. I don't know. I just felt like making an updated review on this scope now that I had actually used it rather than just doing an unboxing video, because I guess my opinion of it kind of changed. And interestingly, Feyachi wanted me to review some airsoft stuff the other day, and if they watch this video, they probably won't want me to review it. But this is my honest review after using this scope some. And if you buy the scope, you might know some of the potential issues with this scope. I'll see you on the next video.